Okay, the question asks, what is the remainder when this is divided by this? This lesson is actually on the remainder theorem, which is a theorem, a word for rule, that helps us find the remainder when we divide. Now, we know how to find the remainder. We'll just do the division. So I'm going to do that first. Do the long division. Okay, x into 2x squared goes 2x, or cubed rather, goes 2x squared. 6x squared. Subtract. Negative 7x squared. Bring down the next term, which is 3x. Negative 7x. Negative 7x squared. Minus 21x. Have to be really careful when we're subtracting. 3 plus 21 is 24x. Bring down the negative 8 times 24. 24x plus 72. And we get negative 80. Remainder, negative 80. Now that was a lot of work just to find the remainder. We didn't even want the answer. All we wanted was the remainder. So the theorem is like a little rule, like a pattern someone noticed way back in the day, where we don't have to do all the division to find the remainder. There's like a shortcut. You all like the shortcuts. To find a remainder, the shortcut to find the remainder is called the remainder theorem. And what you do is you take your divisor here and you say, what value of x would make this equal 0? And you say, okay, well, x equal to negative 3. If you plug the negative 3 in for your x in your dividend, your big polynomial here, the answer you get will be the remainder. So you don't have to do all the division. All I have to do is find the negative 3 and then plug it into the polynomial. I'm going to call the polynomial p at x. And I'm not even going to call it x. I'm going to go p at negative 3. And I'm just going to plug in negative 3 for my x. So 2 times negative 3 cubed minus negative 3 squared plus 3 times negative 3 minus 8. And then I'm going to take my handy dandy calculator and I'm going to go all at once. The best way not to make mistakes with your calculator is just to do it all at once with the brackets. So 2 bracket negative 3 bracket, and it's a cubed, so I put the cubed minus bracket negative 3 bracket squared plus 3 bracket negative 3 minus 8. And oh my goodness, we hope it comes out to be what we got, which is minus 80. Let's see. Yay, it did. So minus 80 is my remainder. So we could find the remainder without doing, we don't have to do all of that. We can simply just plug the number that makes this 0 into the original polynomial, and that's going to be the remainder. So let's try another one. This time I'm going to skip all that long division for obvious reasons. The polynomial that I'm going to plug into is going to be this one. 4x cubed minus x squared plus 3x plus 1. Because it doesn't ask us to divide, it says find the remainder. Okay, so, and, oh, what in the world would make that, what x would make that equal to 0? Well, it's not as obvious this time, so I'm just going to say 2x plus 1 equals 0 and find what x that would be. Oh, yes. X equals negative a half. So when x is negative a half, that will equal 0. So that number, when I plug it in here, is going to give me my remainder. So let's see. Now, it's not a very nice number. It's a fraction, but well, we're not afraid of fractions here. Okay, minus negative a half. Everywhere we have an x. So we have a handy dandy calculator with a fraction button. Our very favorite friend. Okay, now you could use 0.5, negative 0.5, but let's use our fraction button. So 4 bracket negative 1, see that little button there? Over 2 bracket cubed, and then subtract bracket negative 1 over 2 bracket squared plus 3 bracket negative 1. Where did the button go again? Over 2 plus 1. And there's my answer, negative 1 1/4. So the remainder is equal to negative 1 1/4. Or we could have written it as negative 5/4.